Welcome, everyone. Let's dive into some candid experiences of living in China for 25 years. The journey touches on everything from the explosive growth of China's economy to life under the Great Firewall, and even personal tales like losing a wallet in China.
That sounds intense and so full of life. I mean, it's not every day you get a first hand look at such dramatic cultural and technological shifts, right?
Right, exactly. You know, the narrative starts with reflections on how China really transformed over the decades, how things like the 80s era and rapid economic growth reshaped everyday life. It's like witnessing a city or even a nation being rewired as you go.
Absolutely. It almost feels like the streets of Guangzhou became a living classroom where history and modernity clash and merge.
Yeah, right. And then there's that fascinating bit about life with the Great Firewall. I mean, imagine having your entire digital world so carefully curated around you. It's like um, if you were living in a bubble where only selected information gets through, which is pretty wild.
That's really something. It forces you to, adapt in a way most of us wouldn't think of, almost like it's rewriting the rules of communication on the fly.
Exactly. And the content also dives into some personal stories, like being a British student in Shanghai back in the day. There's that element of culture clash where you're learning a whole new lifestyle, language, and even social norms on the spot.
Yep.
And speaking of culture clash, there's this intriguing snippet about there being no cars in Shanghai, which is practically unheard of in most bustling metropolises. Um, it's like it's like stepping into a time capsule. Even though the city is modern, the absence of cars gives it a very distinct rhythm.
I can see that. It almost forces you to appreciate alternative transit like um, bikes or even just the pedestrian life. But doesn't it feel a bit nostalgic?
Yeah, totally. And then there's that unforgettable moment when Jeremy, one of the expats, lost his wallet in China. It's a snapshot of everyday chaos, a mishap that instead of being just a hassle becomes a deep lesson in navigating bureaucratic maze and cultural differences.
Right. That part really highlights the unpredictability. Losing something as critical as a wallet isn't just inconvenient. It shocks you into realizing how differently systems operate there.
Yeah. And you know, it's interesting how these personal experiences merge with larger themes. The video isn't just about mishaps, it's about feelings too. Like the reflective walk in Guangzhou, where the person encountered the true local vibe, absorbing the city's pulse and the deeper emotional undertones of being an outsider.
Exactly. It's like every street corner in Guangzhou tells its own story, shaping the expat's journey in unexpected ways. There's even that moment of first speaking Mandarin, an experience that's both exhilarating and nerve wracking.
Yeah, first time speaking Mandarin, that's a major milestone. It kind of embodies the struggle and the joy of crossing cultural barriers, sort of like trying to unlock a secret level in a video game where you suddenly gain a new perspective on life.
Wait, that's an interesting analogy, but isn't it a bit overstated? I mean, can learning a language really be that life changing?
I get what you're saying, but think about it. It's not just the language, it's about the process of integrating into a different way of thinking. When you start speaking the language even a little, the culture starts to welcome you back. Um, it's like a key that opens a door to a whole new realm of connection and understanding.
Fair enough. That definitely resonates. And then the narrative takes an unexpected turn into the tensions between the British and Chinese, right? It's not just about admiration, there's that honest reflection on cultural friction and misunderstanding.
Exactly. It dives into those delicate moments where, despite all the progress and change, there still lingers a sort of mutual suspicion or even friction between locals and foreigners. And it brings up questions like how do you navigate such differences while still being true to who you are?
Yeah, that intersection of cultural identity really stands out. I mean, it's not a black and white scenario, it's layered, with both admiration and occasional conflict.
Right. And then there's the segment on running a bar in China compared to England. This part really underscores the cultural adjustments you have to make, like how business and social dynamics vary so drastically between the two environments.
Yeah, absolutely.
It almost feels like managing a bar in China is akin to running a cultural experiment every night, where your customers, the ambience, even the drinks are influenced by an entirely different set of expectations. And that's not something you'd see running a bar back home in England.
That paints such a vivid picture. It's not just about business, it's about living a different pace of life, right? It almost forces you to reevaluate how you connect with people on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, and another chapter really digs into the idea of whether Chinese people are confrontational. It's like you question what sparks a fight, what triggers confrontations, and the video shows that it's far more nuanced than common stereotypes suggest.
I remember that bit, and it kind of breaks down preconceptions. Not everything is as stark as the popular narratives make it out to be.
Right, indeed. And then there's that deeper dive into life principles and the meaning of life. It's not just a travelogue, it's a philosophical reflection drawn from years of living in a culture that's continuously evolving.
That blend of personal discovery with societal transformation really adds depth. Sometimes it's those reflective moments that truly anchor all the diverse experiences together.
Absolutely. It's the
Yeah.
continual evolution of personal identity while navigating the intricate backdrop of rapid progress. Think about it. The Chinese nation's rejuvenation, the reforms, and the relentless drive towards modernity. These aren't abstract shifts. They're experienced firsthand in every conversation, every misadventure, every triumph.
Right, and it seems like the content doesn't shy away from showing both the light and the darkness, the challenges and the wins of integrating into such a dynamic society.
Exactly. It provides a mosaic of experiences, from the exhilarating excitement of new beginnings, like that British student's early days in Shanghai, to the more challenging moments of frustration, like dealing with system glitches or cultural taboos.
It really gives listeners a balanced view, one that acknowledges the rapid growth and spontaneity of life in China without sanitizing the complexities.
Right on. And along with everything, there's the interplay between a rigorous state control, like the Great Firewall, and a society bursting with innovation and entrepreneurial spirit. It almost creates this juxtaposition that's hard to ignore.
That contrast is fascinating. On the one side, stringent controls, and on the other, a vibrant culture awash with creativity and reinvention. It really is a study in extremes.
Exactly. And it's like living in China forces you to adapt constantly, reinvent your way of thinking, and at times even, well, reassess what freedom means in a rapidly changing environment.
Yeah, and that idea really sticks with you, doesn't it? The meaning of life, reinterpreted through the lens of such dynamic change, adds a philosophical layer to the whole story.
Totally. And I think that's what makes this content so engaging. It's not just travel or expat tales, it's a mirror reflecting societal evolution, personal resilience, and the constant interplay of tradition meeting modernity.
I completely agree. It challenges our preconceived notions and honestly makes you rethink what it means to truly live in a rapidly transforming society.
Yeah, right. And even if you might see some points as overly romanticized or perhaps simplified, the overall journey is, well, enlightening. It's a reminder that every culture has its own layers of complexity and that transformation, whether rapid or gradual, is a universal tale.
Absolutely. And, while we might respectfully challenge that every experience is unique and sometimes the narrative may lean on broad strokes, the essence remains powerful.
Perfectly put. It's all about recognizing the multifaceted nature of such an environment, the triumphs, the hardships, and the lessons we can all take to heart. Thanks for unpacking this with me. It's been a ride.
Definitely. A fascinating discussion that really sheds light on the intricate realities of living in China for 25 years. Here's to more stories that make us question and appreciate the detailed tapestry of cultural experience.